With your experience, would you consider working with, say, Designers Association of Nigeria, um, so that you could show them the ropes? Maybe they're not doing what you say they're not doing because they don't know. Would you be prepared to help them so that we can actually get this show on the road?
Yeah, of course, I would love. That's one of the reasons I'm moving back to Nigeria. You know, I've always known that Nigeria is home for me, and so if these opportunities are there, and I'm approached, why not? But I do think that they have an idea of what they need to do. Of course, it's just about organization and taking time to get there. But I do believe that they've been in the industry. You're in the fashion industry. You see what your counterparts are doing, over the world. So you do. I'm sure they know what they're supposed to do. So it's just a work in progress. I'm sure.
It's a long time
I doubt they're not making any efforts to get there. I doubt they're not making any efforts to get there. And again, like I said, the industry has grown from 10 years ago when I first started out. So it takes time, but I know we'll get there.
About if you were to project in 5 years' time, where do you see
I would love to think that in 5 years' time we have our acts together. I would love to think that in 5 years' time, Nigeria has a fashion week that is, in the lineup of all the international fashion weeks. So we know that, okay, it's London, it's Milan, it's New York, and it's Lagos.
And it's Lagos.
I would love to think that in 5 years we've, squeezed our way in there.
Now let's look at the designers. In your opinion, how are we doing in that regard? Are we doing well enough to be able to compete and to put on the kind of fashion shows that you want us to put up?
Definitely. I think we have some amazing designers in Nigeria. I think we have amazing designers in Nigeria, and even the emerging designers. I think that's why I think the fashion industry is the next big thing, because you see the youngsters really interested in the profession. You see that they're fighting to be heard and to be seen. So yes, I do think we have amazing designers. They just need the platform to showcase what they've created, and that's where what we've been talking about comes into play.
Okay, so if we were to say planning ahead, the kind of things that would put us, actually before I even ask that question, first let's look at the timetable or the timeline that you find in a place like United Kingdom. How many fashion shows are you likely to find on an annual basis that is big and that would enable any young model to show her stuff on a regular basis and make enough money?
Typically, there's just 2 seasons, where you should have the big fashion shows. There's the fall, winter, and the spring, summer, and that's it really. But of course, in between the year, you have smaller shows or designers just showcasing their new collections or whatever. But that's about it. Two showings each year. So again, you have to remember that while the fashion shows are a big aspect of fashion and design, it's not necessarily how the model makes her living. It is, however, how she gets recognized. It is, however, how she puts her face out there. Shows and editorials are how we get recognized, but it's by no means how we make our money.
So the other places where the money come from, can you show me? So that I can make some of that. Though I won't be going into modeling anytime soon.
Well, you probably could, actually. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now, there must be some young ladies watching this program now who'll be thinking to themselves, I'm tall, I'm slim, I could be a model. What does one require? What does a young lady require, or a young man for that matter, to make a good model?
Well, like you said, of course, you need the height, the stature, and all the
What's
statistics.
the height? What's the height?
It depends on what it is. Really, you've had, I think, Kate Moss is about 5'8" or so. So sometimes
they're looking for taller girls now, aren't they?
They are looking for taller girls. But one other thing too, you could be tall and lack the confidence, or you have no presence on stage. So it's a combination of things. I need to recognize you on stage. If you're tall, you're pretty, but you're just one of the number, then, you know, as a designer, it make no difference to me because I need someone that's going to be recognized. So that's the things we look out for. And you need to be very confident because as a model, for each yes you get, you've probably gotten 10 no's. You need to realize it's not a personal attack on you. It's just, you know, about the designer or the advertiser trying to pick what they think is right for their brand and what they think the consumers will, you know, recognize. So those are things: confidence, really, professionalism, and character, and strength on stage.
Yeah, but then how does a young lady know that she has presence?
Well, I guess you don't know until you give it a try. You have to reach out to the right agencies and see, and they will tell you if you know you stand a chance in the industry, or what you should do to make you give you a better opportunity to be in the industry.
Now, sorry, Alera, I was going to mention something we were discussing earlier. We were talking about the fact that there is body beauty, there is facial beauty. And more often than not, a lot of the well-known especially African models, they're not particularly facially beautiful, but body beautiful.
I could disagree
Except
with you.
Of course.
I could
Except
disagree
you
with you.
and maybe Naomi Campbell and a handful of others. But
I mean, look at Alec Weck, for instance. Alec Weck won't go down as beautiful
Well, I
in
think
anybody's
Alec
dick.
Weck is stunning. I actually think she is stunning. I have that argument with people all the time.
But
Facial
her claim
structure
to
that
fame,
is
which she
unique.
says herself, is that she's the ugliest model in the world.
Of course she's going to say that. If that's what sells you, then I'm ugly. As long as the money's coming in, I'm ugly. But I actually think she is a stunning person. But you're right. Sometimes it's not so much about the facial beauty. It's character and how you're able to represent this clothes that you know designers give you. I think modeling is, in some ways, is like acting, because for each showing, each shoot, you have to put on this character and be this person that you really are not. So as models, yeah, that is something you have to do. And if you're able to capture that, then of course you're going to be a great model. But if you're the most stunning woman in this world, but you lack that character, or, you know, being able to interpret the designer's vision, then I'm sorry, you're not going to go too far in the industry.